Hey everybody, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world and wherever you're watching this from. This is just going to be a talk on letting go, right? So here we go. So letting go to me and what this talk is going to be about is letting go of certain things or certain people when it gets to a point of unhealthiness. And what I mean by unhealthiness is that you're clinging on to this specific person or thing for dear life for such a long time, and it's not doing you or the person or the thing that you're holding on to any good. In the beginning, all of us, when we get to meet people, when we get to try out new things, and we end up, meeting people that we care about so much and love so much, as well as in terms of the things that we try out. We find something that we love so much and care about so much that we dedicate our whole life, time, and effort into, and eventually, we become and we grow being attached to that certain thing, you know, because it means so much to us, we can't let go. We've somewhat made this emotional, spiritual, mental attachment to the certain thing or person, and that's the thing that makes it so hard for us to let go, is that we've become attached to that. And eventually, this attachment and this obsession destroyed me. It made me something that I never thought I would become, which is a clingy, very obsessive and aggressive person. It's just so like, you know, I wouldn't say cringy, but like, I don't know, hard to go back to those moments because like I just couldn't imagine myself being that type of person, but I was, and it was the result of not being able to let go, not letting go, affected me and had an impact on me in that way. It didn't allow me to let my friends, let my loved ones, let my crush be happy with the people that they love or with the people that would make them happy. And that's a hard thing, you know. It got me sad, it got me angry, it got me anxious, it got me frustrated with honestly just myself, because looking back, I was only angry and I only shouted and said things to those people that I care so deeply about, harsh things, um, was because I was angry at myself for, you know, not seeing that not seeing that they actually cared about me in a certain way, but I was just too blind to see because I just couldn't let go of them. I was just attached. It's like, I want you to be with me, only me, like I wouldn't say it, but the way I would act, the way I would feel towards them being with other people, it kind of says it for itself. I want you to be only with me, which is a total control freak and a total red flag for a friend and overall as a person. But eventually, as time went by, my best friend, my friends, they all told me, you need to let go. And all the videos on YouTube, saying you need to let go. And I didn't want to like believe it at the time, but I kept seeing these words, these quotes saying, if you love them or if you love something, set it free, let it go. If it comes back, then it's yours. If it doesn't, then it wasn't meant to be. I just couldn't accept that, you know, seeing something that you care so deeply about, letting it go, and if it doesn't come back, then you're just stuck there knowing that it wasn't meant to be. And then you're stuck with the questions like, why? What would I have done to make it, to make us work, to make this work? But reality is, it just didn't work. Just doesn't work out. And that's why life sucks sometimes, because not everything is gonna go our way, not everything is gonna go how the way we planned it. There's gonna be some bumps in the road, there's gonna be some twists and turns, which is gonna force us into these deep situations and deep corners where we're gonna have to just like accept it and let go and try to move on. Now, I'm not saying that it's gonna be painless. I'm not saying that you're not gonna have regrets, you're not gonna have second thoughts, you're not gonna have, you know, what ifs and all this stuff. But it's just a tiring and very very exhausting process to go through. But what's more exhausting and what's more tiring is holding on to something that that is clearly not worth holding on to, that is clearly not worth obsessing over day in and day out, just so that you can get that feeling that you've been longing for, which is not even going to be genuine if you're going to be obsessing about it and trying to force something or someone to give you that feeling. I think, like, over the years I've come to realize that the best feelings or the best emotions that you can feel is genuine ones, especially when it comes from people or things that you love. If you genuinely want to feel that type of overwhelming joy and love that you've been seeking so much for, it's better if it comes naturally, through doing the things that you love, through being with the people that you love, not forcing them or not forcing it to give you that feeling of satisfactory, to give you that feeling of joy, to give you that feeling of love. Because when it comes naturally, we don't expect anything. We just go with the flow, and that's something what we should all go by. Go with the flow. Just I know sometimes you have to plan things. I know sometimes things have to go a certain way for you to achieve something, and that's okay. It's part of life. But for things that are out of your control, don't feel like you have to control everything. Let go sometimes. Just let life go as it pleases and see how it goes. If it goes bad, then it goes bad. If it doesn't, then that's great. But don't let it affect you. And I think now we've established stuff about letting go. Now let's move on to how to let go. So from what I learned about being so attached and trying to let go is that you basically just have to accept the fact that it's not working out. It's easier said than done, I know. And like I've said, if in terms of relationships, if you're trying to fix something in the relationship but the other person isn't, then how is that gonna work? Because you both aren't on the same page. So yeah, even if you try to fix things, you're just gonna end up hurting yourself, and eventually, I think you both are gonna hurt each other because you're trying to force them into something that they don't want to be in. But how to let go is basically accepting the fact that okay, this is not gonna work out the way I want it to. Maybe it can work out in another way, in a way that the person I'm in a friendship or relationship with wants it to work out. If I talk to them, maybe we can figure out some solution to this problem. Talk it out like mature people instead of just constantly holding on and begging for them to stay and not let go. Because once you've gone through that phase of acceptance, it it makes it somewhat easier, to set them free, let them go. But eventually, as time goes on, maybe you guys reconnect, and or you and that special passion of yours reconnects, and you find that flame again, but in some sort of other way. Like, let's say in terms of relationships, you get it in the form of a healthy friendship again. In terms of passion, you might get it through a new thing. So yeah, there's always that new flame that you can spark, even with old relationships and old bonds. Yeah, like I said, as a summary of this talk, letting go is difficult. I know it's hard, it's a tiring process to go through, but what's even more tiring and what's even more exhausting is holding on to something that's completely just hurting you. And the second thing is try to let go. And the first step to letting go is acceptance, accept. And then the third and final point is letting go so that allowing you and the person you care about to be happy in your own rights and in your own ways. And just know that that specific person or any specific person that plays an important role like this in your life aren't gone forever. They're always in your hearts and they will always be part of this journey that eventually leads you to becoming the person that you dream or want to be. All right. So as I conclude this talk with this saying, uh, let go of the things that's holding you back. Let go of the things that's keeping you down. Let go of the things that's keeping you sad, and let go of the things that are hurting. And eventually, you'll start to heal. You'll start to feel a bit more lighter on your chest, a bit more lighter on your shoulders. The weight, you start to feel the weight lifted off your shoulders a bit more, and you start living life a bit more happier and hopefully a bit more freer. Anyways, that's all for this talk, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. And yeah, hope you have a great day. Thank you.